Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to ACS Sneakers. My name is Aiden. On today's video, we are going to be taking a look at some crease defenders and trying to decide which one is the best for you to buy. Now, before we get into that, I just want to say a huge thank you to my returning viewers. Thank you as always for supporting me and this channel. We are well on our journey to hitting that 3k subscriber milestone by the end of the year. And to any new viewers, welcome to the channel. We do release brand new sneaker content just like this each and every week, so do make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you never miss a video, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the intro. So before we do get into the video itself, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Sneak Defender, Crease Defender, as well as My Sneaker Accessories. All three companies have sent over some of their products for us to review in this video. We're going to briefly take a look at all of the individual products. I'm going to tell you what I do like, what I don't like, and what things I think can be improved on. All of the opinions are completely my own, and it's going to be as honest as possible, and I hope you guys do enjoy this video. I will leave a link in my description area below to all three of their websites as well as all three Instagram pages, so do make sure to go over and give them a follow, and also make sure to follow me at ACS Sneakers. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, before we do get into the crease defenders themselves, I did actually want to take a look at some of the packaging. If you've been around the channel for quite a while and you've seen any of my sneaker reviews, I always do a detailed look at the box itself, as I do feel like the box actually adds a lot of value to the product, and the same can be said with the packaging for the crease defender, and I do feel like it actually adds a lot of value. You will also notice that all three of the crease defenders have been used by myself. I have actually used them in a dead stock pair of Air Force Ones. I wanted to be able to try and test everything, to be able to give you my personal opinion on each of the products, which we will get into later on in the video. Now, for anyone who's actually watching this video that doesn't fully understand, the reason to use a crease defender or what it actually does, I'm going to give you a quick demonstration. If we just take a quick look at the toe box, there's nothing in here at the minute, and as you can see, if I just press this down, it's really squishy, and it's going to crease the minute you actually throw these on feet. So in my personal opinion, it is vitally important that you actually do use a crease defender just to avoid any creasing, especially with a shoe like the Air Force One. It's notorious for creasing, and they look kind of dead when you actually crease them, if I'm being completely honest. So I'm going to use the Sneak Defender just to begin with. As you can see, we have the sneaker insert. What I normally do is I just pinch the back like so, and then I just insert it right the way to the front of the toe box. Make sure you get it right the way to the front so it's not actually going to crumble your toes. So you push that right the way in. Make sure it's fully in. And then if we just have a quick demonstration again, you can see it's a lot less squishy. It keeps it really nice and firm. And it just, like I said, avoids any creasing to the toe box. We just start off to begin with the Sneak Defender packaging, which I personally am a big fan of. As you can tell, it's really clean, really minimal, but there's also a jam full of information here. At the very top, you can see that we do have the sizing for the crease defender. Also on the front, we do actually have the logo as well as a little barcode that you can scan. And actually, this will show you how to actually use the product. I thought that was a really cool detail. And I do believe this is actually a new item that they add to the packaging. This wasn't included on the packaging that we've had in the past. Also, on the reverse of the packaging, we do have the how-to section once again. It's really clean, really simple, and it shows you in detail how to actually use the product. And to be honest, for me, this is a 10 out of 10 for packaging. There's not really much more that you can do with a product like this to actually get the most out of it. In terms of my personal opinion, having tried these out multiple times, I can assure you that these are one of the best available on the market today, and there's a couple reasons as to why that is. Now, these are actually a lot thinner than a lot of the other variants on the market, which, in my personal opinion, is massively important to my experience, because the thicker the cut of the actual plastic is, the more you're going to feel it in the shoe, and the more uncomfortable it is, in my personal opinion. So, as you can actually see, it's really pliable, it's really bendy, and it just gives you that extra flexibility in case you need it. It is also one of the shortest that I've actually had as well, which does work in my favour as well. The last thing I want is the side panels actually rubbing up against the side of my feet. Once again, it makes it uncomfortable to wear, and it makes it a lot more evident that it's actually in the shoe, in my opinion. So that's actually another nice detail of this particular insert. And I did actually find as well with this one in particular, it's a lot roomier, it's a lot wider. I'm not sure if you can actually tell on camera, but they're actually a lot wider than a lot of the other variants as well. I have wide feet, so that definitely came in handy for me personally. The last thing I want is a narrow insert which is going to press on my feet, once again making it uncomfortable. The whole purpose of the product is to avoid creasing, but at the same time we want it to be comfortable, flexible and easy to wear. So for me, this product is a knockout. It's a 10 out of 10. There was no creases to any of the shoes. Every single shoe you see behind you uses these Sneak Defender inserts. I've been using them for quite some time. Originally, probably in 2020, early 2020, I was using Sneaker Shields. They are a fantastic company, but to be honest, when I actually was using their inserts in my Jordan 4s, they were killing my pinky toe, and I started to refer to them as the pinky toe killers, and I switched over to Sneak Defender, and I definitely haven't looked back. As far as the actual product goes, I give this a 10 out of 10. I've had absolutely no issues with it whatsoever, and I couldn't recommend this product more highly. And next up, just to take a look at the packaging from Crease Defender. As you can see on the reverse of the packaging, we do have the how-to section once again. On the other side of the packaging, it's just my address details, no logos or anything like that. In terms of the actual packaging itself, it's just regular and bog standard. It has been opened, as you can see, because I've wanted to test out the actual Crease Defender itself. But if I were to give this a rating, I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10. Very simple and easy. But I definitely would have preferred it if there was a little bit more to it, because the actual Crease Defender itself didn't actually come with any plastic. As we're currently going through this pandemic, I was a little bit dubious to even touch this in the first place. It's a plastic product, very easy for, any germs to be on it. And I think just for health and safety, I would have definitely preferred this to come with like a plastic packaging or something to basically let me know that it is sterile. I did actually take some time, making sure that this was clean before I actually did the video, but I definitely would have preferred this to come with plastic packaging, if I'm being completely honest. One thing I forgot to mention when I was actually taking a look at the packaging is they didn't actually include any sizing information, so I'm not entirely sure if this is actually correct for my size, and I think if it is the wrong size, that would actually explain quite a lot, but we will get into that later on in the video. Inside the packaging itself, we do have the Crease Defenders. Once again, I'm really disappointed that there's no plastic packaging with the Crease Defender, as, just for sanitary reasons, I would have preferred that there actually was some additional packaging. Also inside, we did actually get some additional laces. I did think that was a really nice touch though. You can never have too many laces, and it was a really thoughtful decision to actually include this in the packaging. So thank you very much for those. And we do actually have something else inside. What do we have? We actually have a thank you card, and as far as customer service goes, I really am a big fan of that. We actually get 10% off our next order as well. Once again, just wanting to have that customer service experience and, make sure that your customers do feel valued. You can't really go wrong with that. But just if we touch on the actual Crease Defenders themselves, the reason you're actually watching this video, once again, I do believe these are actually labelled as left and right. Once again, making it really easy for you guys to understand which one you should be using in which shoe. But I did actually have quite a lot of issues with these in particular, and this is the one that I actually found the least comfortable, if I'm being completely honest. Now, this material that they've used is, just a normal plastic that we've used on the other sneaker inserts as well, but it's a lot tougher. I'm not sure if you can actually see that on camera. It's slightly flexible around the top, but it actually was really hurting my toes at the very top as well. So even though it's slightly flexible, it feels really stiff, and I'm not sure if there's like a breaking in period with these in particular, but I just didn't really find them very comfortable. I also felt like they was really narrow, and as I have wide feet, they were really uncomfortable to have in my shoes, and I really didn't like the whole experience, if I'm being completely honest. I'm really not trying to bash the company, because it was a really nice gesture to send these out to us, but I do feel like I need to give you guys the realest information possible before you actually commit to buying any of these products. So what I would say is, if you do have wide feet like me, do err with caution, as I did find these extremely uncomfortable, if I'm being completely honest. I would also say that these are one of the longer inserts as well, and the actual edges of the product itself are quite rough, and they haven't actually got those, really nice finishes that you'd expect, where normally it's quite smooth. It's actually quite a rough edge, and I'm a little bit worried as to how that's going to actually work in my shoes, whether or not it's going to rub on the insole, or whether it's going to rub on the sock liner, or the actual fabric inside the shoe, I should say. So the fact that the finishes are quite rough was a little bit disappointing as well. They do actually work, however. I did notice that I didn't actually have any creases in the shoe itself, so that's a massive plus. But as far as the actual comfortability goes, which is a major factor when considering which product to use, the best I can give the comfortability for these is probably a 4 out of 10, and overall, the best I can give this product is a 6 out of 10. I think there is a lot of room for improvement, and I think that they are doing right things to actually, reward their clientele and, make sure clients are returning back to them. But just as far as the product goes, I'm just a little bit underwhelmed, if I'm completely honest. So if we just go ahead and quickly open this up, inside we have this really nice shoe horn. It's the very first time I've ever actually seen or had any use for one, so I'm quite excited to actually try this out. We did also get some shoe trees as well. Personally, I don't use them. I find that they actually misshape the shoe more than they actually benefit the shoe. I really do appreciate the gesture, however, but it's not something that I personally would be using. And then as well, we do actually have these sneaker inserts. So I'm just going to place this down here. And just finally, just to take a look at the packaging for My Sneaker Accessories. On the front here, we have the My Sneaker Accessories logo. Unfortunately, on the back, there isn't the how-to section, which is a little bit disappointing, to be completely honest. Not everybody that uses this product is going to be aware of how to get the most out of it. And I can tell you from my previous history, it's definitely easy to get it wrong in terms of actually how to insert it into the shoe and how to actually get it to work effectively. So that definitely is a little bit disappointing, and it does bring down the actual overall rating for the packaging. It's very clean, very simple, but best I can give the packaging for this is actually a 7 out of 10. Now, as far as the actual product goes itself, I did actually find that it's very good, in my opinion. I didn't actually notice any creasing, but what I would say is it's not the most comfortable that I've had. It is okay, and it wasn't very noticeable when it was in the shoe in terms of the actual discomfort. But I think overall there is slight room for improvement in my personal opinion. I did find that the actual material itself is probably the toughest plastic that's actually been used for a sneaker insert that we're taking a look at today, especially around the actual tips of the toes. This is really, really tough, and I'm really actually struggling to press it in, which was really disappointing. I do find that when it's stiff around the ridge of the toe, although it adds good structure to the actual toe box, which is the whole purpose of using these in the first place, if it's not comfortable in the shoe, I won't use it, and I'd rather just completely go without. I'd rather there be creasing than being uncomfortable. So that was actually a big disappointment, and I did actually find that it wasn't the most flexible overall, and as I have wide feet, that was a little bit disappointing as well. I would say that the cut of it is really good, really nice finished edges, and I think overall they are of a very good quality, but I do think there is slight room for improvement as well. I think overall, if I were to give this a rating, I would give it a solid 7 out of 10. So unfortunately, guys, when I was actually filming this video, I didn't actually realise that there was actually something wrong with the footage. It looked like it corrupted at some stage. So in between actually filming this section now and the original video itself, I've actually had a shave, so I'm a little bit cleaner looking at the end of the video. But yeah, I just wanted to, you know, sum up in terms of my overall feelings of the actual crease defenders themselves. I think all individually do work, and they all work for different people, and I think everybody's experience will be different depending on what type of feet you actually have. So I wouldn't discourage anybody from actually using any of these products. I think they all work very well, but some are more comfortable than others, and comfort for me definitely has to be considered when, you know, deciding which product I am going to be using. I would also like to thank the sponsor of the video one more time. So a huge shout out to Sneak Defender, Crease Defender, as well as My Sneaker Accessories. All three of you guys, I really do appreciate you sending products over for us to review on the channel. If you have used any of the products in the past, make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below. If you are new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe, and also make sure that bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. And I hope to see you guys again in the next one.